Hello and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News on this Tuesday, November 25th. I'm Grant Olson. Here's some of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A deputy's efforts to stop a possibly impaired driver led to a police chase Sunday night in Chelan. The North Central Education Foundation has awarded the most teacher classroom grant awards in the organization's history this year. Our next wet weather system arrives tomorrow night and sticks around through Thanksgiving. Your full local weather forecast is straight ahead. Two of the youth victims in Friday night's deadly street racing crash in the north end of Wenatchee have been identified. Friends and relatives say 12-year-old Bentley Knight of Wenatchee was the passenger killed when a 2018 Audi sedan crashed into an oncoming pickup truck near the Easy Street roundabout, apparently during an illegal street race. Bentley was pronounced dead at the scene. Another passenger, 14-year-old Eric Figueroa, was badly injured and flown to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. The 18-year-old driver was also hospitalized at Harborview, but has not been identified by police. The families have launched fundraising campaigns on GoFundMe in order to defray expenses for Bentley's funeral and Eric's extensive medical care as the boy deals with a severe brain injury and multiple fractures. You can donate to the fundraising efforts using the QR codes you see on your screen, or use the link from this story on our website, NCWLIFE.com. Wenatchee police are still seeking witnesses to the crash as their investigation continues. A deputy's efforts to stop a possibly impaired driver led to a police chase Sunday night in Chelan. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says 37-year-old motorist Charlie Suarez was seen speeding and driving erratically in the 800 block of West Manson Road about 7:40 p.m. The driver's sedan allegedly traveled up to 20 miles an hour faster than the posted speed limit to avoid being pulled over. A deputy finally carried out a pit maneuver to stop the car at the roundabout at Golf Course Road and West Manson Road. Deputies say Suarez was aggressive once he exited the car and had to be subdued with a taser. He faces possible charges of DUI, fleeing police, and reckless driving. State inspectors from the Department of Labor and Industries made unannounced visits to nearly 350 work sites across the state and 441 unlicensed contractors on the job, including in Chelan County. L&I says it cited all 41 violators for unlicensed plumbing and electrical work. Contracting without being registered is against the law in Washington. Violations carry fines of $1,200 for a first-time offense and up to $10,000 for repeat offenses. Chelan was one of 9 counties where violations were noted during the inspections October 13th and 14th. L&I says snap inspections like these help keep homeowners and other customers from falling victim to unethical contractors. A new district office opened today in Tonasket for Washington's 7th Legislative District. State Representatives Hunter Abel and Andrew Engel will work out of the office, which is located at 215 North Whitcomb Avenue. The idea of the new office is to give rural constituents the space to meet with their representatives, and the office will be staffed Monday through Wednesday. The office will be closed the first 2 months of the year during the legislative session when both lawmakers will be in Olympia, then reopen in mid-March. The 7th Legislative District includes most of Okanagan and Douglas counties, plus East Wenatchee and portions of Wenatchee. When we come back, a civil rights attorney from Spokane became the first appointee to the Washington State Supreme Court by Governor Bob Ferguson, and the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife plans to launch a new phone app for hunting and fishing licenses. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Is your yard outdated, overgrown, or just not working for your lifestyle? At Bailey's Pro Landscaping, they specialize in transforming ordinary outdoor spaces into beautiful, low-maintenance landscapes built for Central Washington living. From custom designs to full installation, they bring expertise, creativity, and craftsmanship to every job. Your yard has potential. Start your project with Bailey's Pro Landscaping.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. I've been helping people for nearly a decade understand their Medicare options. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand coverage options so you can feel confident in your Medicare decision. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or see me at my office in Wenatchee with easy parking and entrance.
The North Central Education Foundation has awarded the most teacher classroom grant awards in the organization's history this year. The 2025 grants went to 253 teachers in Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanagan counties, representing 25 different school districts and private schools. The grant awards were presented in 6 categories: cultural awareness, financial education, wellness, literacy, music and arts, and STEM. Grant awards will fund learning opportunities like gardening for health classroom calm zones, classroom libraries, and elementary music instruments. The awards were presented at Eastmont Junior High, Columbia Basin Tech Center in Moses Lake, and Okanagan High School last week. A civil rights attorney from Spokane became the first appointee to the Washington State Supreme Court by Governor Bob Ferguson. Colleen Melody, a graduate of the University of Washington and the University of Washington School of Law, will succeed Justice Mary Yu, who will retire at the end of this year after being on the court since 2014. Melody has worked for the State Attorney General's office, where Ferguson hired her to lead the Wing Luke Civil Rights Division in 2015. Her notable work includes a successful challenge to President Donald Trump's first travel ban to 7 Muslim-majority countries and litigation to protect the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. Melody has earned several awards in her career, including the Steward of Justice Award, the Attorney General's highest honor in 2018. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife plans to launch a new phone app for hunting and fishing licenses. The mobile app, My WDFW, will be available in time for the 2026 license year. If the launch goes well, users will also be able to report their harvests and apply for a wide variety of game permits, including deer, turkey, elk, and black bear. My WDFW's launch is the first step in the department's long-term plan to phase out paper licenses in favor of mobile licensing. More information is available on the Fish and Wildlife website. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we continue our conversation with Wenatchee Police Chief Edgar Reinfeld about the department's ongoing efforts to recruit new officers. Moderate snow is expected over area passes tonight and tomorrow. I'll have all your weather details coming up, followed by Eric Granstrom with a look at all the day's sports action as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues after these messages.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at merrymaidesofwenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax, it's done.
Edgar Reinfeld is Wenatchee's interim city administrator until a replacement is found for Laura Gloria, who departed the post in August. But his primary job is the city's chief of police. On Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Reinfeld spoke with NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz about the department's ongoing campaign to recruit new officers, as well as changes in the kinds of crime they're responding to around the city.
We've gone through this crazy wave of attrition with retirements. We hit a cycle. It was funny. It's the same thing at the military job. Like 4 years ago, like, where's everybody going? Why is nobody staying? Why is everybody retiring? How are this many people ready to retire? September 11th, 2001, large surge in interest, large surge of people pouring into the system. And lo and behold, 2021 means 20 years, and you're eligible for military retirement. And away they go. And we're in a similar generation here where we've got a lot of folks who came in that 20 to 25 years ago range, and it's just time for them to attrit out naturally through retirement. And what that led to, we went from being authorized 45 to 48 positions, and then we dipped to 34 on staff because we had a huge surge in retirement. And we're building back up out of that. We're at 44 today. I have 6 in field training. Our normal capacity is 2. Our surge capacity is 3. We're doing 6. Full commitment by our field training crew, and we're getting it done to get us up to where we need to be. And in 2026, we expect to hire 6 more. Just to keep us floating near that 47 to 48 level. We expect 3 more to attrit in 26 due to retirement. They're there. They've told us they plan on 26, and when we get firm commitments, then we'll prepare to work.
And you budgeted for that. You're in the budget cycle right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, and you know that this is about what we're going to need.
Sure.
For the fiscal year beginning January 1st of 2026.
And conveniently, we tend to budget vacancies against a full rate officer. The nice thing is if we start them as entry levels, they start substantially below that. The first 6 months, they only make 77.5% of the base pay for a month for an officer at 30 months. And then they progress through 3 steps over 30 months to get to full rate. So the budget implication is cushioned by that. However, if we hire a lateral officer, they come on at full rate, and then we pick them up where they came across. So with that, we have budget authority for what we need to maintain our numbers in 2026.
Where are we just from an overall crime trend? We'll just talk about the city of Wenatchee. Mm-hmm. That's your Bouviac. That's your deal. About where it should be.
We'd of course always like it to be 0. We'd like it to be this perfectly idyllic environment that we go out and do magical things and no one ever suffers as a victim of crime. What I'll say is when we look at the statewide published statistics, everything is up just a little bit, like across the board. What we see anecdotally and through ours, because the statewide published statistics, that report that comes out, looks at the data differently than we do because it's tailored to a reporting system that looks at it that way. So those numbers against those numbers over time mean something. The way we look at things over time means something. They mean basically the same things. It's still a very low crime rate here, and that's a great thing. Property crime has fluttered up a good bit at times, then it seems to flatten, and I would say in the last week, suddenly it's commercial burglary is just a thing, and it's infuriating. It's difficult because we don't do that for a very long time, and then suddenly that's the flavor of the month, and it's challenging. Property crime is probably our biggest concern, but I will say we've seen gang-related violent crime on the rise, and while we haven't seen that impact people who are not directly involved in the strife, we have seen an alarming number of juveniles with stolen firearms out threatening each other, occasionally shooting. East Wenatchee's had a terrible problem. It's been over and over in some places, but East Wenatchee is not some magical place. You have to cross a border and go through customs to get to Wenatchee. It extends right to here as well. So holistically in the valley, our crime rate is still very low. Property crime is up a little bit and has been. It may fall back down. It's not up 30%. It's fluttered up a little bit. And then the gang-related violent crime is looking very concerning. However, I think we're making positive steps that some of that is being mitigated.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. And boy, as promised, winter, at least in some places, has arrived around North Central Washington. As we look outside our weather window from this afternoon, yes, this is our Lake Wenatchee camera, and you can see snow has accumulated and did accumulate on the trees this afternoon. Lake Wenatchee back that way, and boy, some heavier snow in the mountain areas, including Stevens and Snoqualmie passes this afternoon. As we get a little closer to home, this is our Orondo camera, and it's looking towards Wenatchee. You can see Turtle Rock, just the base of it right here, and you can also see that rain mixed with snow falling even here in the lower elevations. We talked about it last night, and it did happen this afternoon. As we make our way through today and into tomorrow, we are really keeping our eye on Stevens Pass, where we could see 6 to 10 inches of snow as we get into Wednesday, about 4 to 6 inches of snow possible over Snoqualmie Pass into Wednesday. The good news, if you are waiting until Wednesday to travel, we do just expect a wintry mix tomorrow over Stevens and Snoqualmie passes, and then just rain showers as we get into Thanksgiving with just slightly warmer temperatures. Boy, but the next 24 hours going to be a little bit tricky traveling in the mountains. Today's high temperatures, a cool one, below normal for the first time in a long time. Unofficially only at 36 our high today, our low at 33, so we didn't move up all that much this afternoon. Our normal high temperature is 40 for this time of year, and our record 57 degrees, and that was set in 1962. 29 is our normal low temperature, 2 degrees our record cold, and for the first time in a long time, it's not 1985, it's 1995. At least when I put all the weather stats together, only 1/100th of an inch of rain had fallen at the airport. That now gets us to 4.68 inches of moisture for the year. Sunrise 7:20 and the sun set this afternoon at 4:15. All right, as we get you into tomorrow's weather forecast, temperatures will warm up just a little bit, and I think just enough to turn that rain-snow mix into all rain for us. 41s for Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. That also goes for Chelan and up into Omak. 40 degrees in Eniat right here in the Wenatchee Valley, as well as Ellensburg, and then mid to upper 30s from Lake Wenatchee into Leavenworth, and also for you folks in Kashmir. Tonight we can expect cloudy skies, about an 80% chance that we will continue to see that rain mixed to snow. It's mainly from that area of low pressure that's bringing that funnel of moisture right into Washington State. Still could see some snow in the mountains tonight. Low temperatures in those lower 30s for your Wednesday. A pretty quiet day, at least during the day. Here's our next storm system. Not much happening in the afternoon, but as we get into the evening hours, that's when we will once again see some rain showers develop. High temperatures Wednesday around 40 degrees. And then for your Thanksgiving, this low moves inland just enough to really bring us a fetch of moisture. The good news, it will be all rain on Thanksgiving, an 80% chance of it. High temperatures again right around 40 degrees, so driving conditions should be okay. And then for Friday, boys, you head home Friday or on the weekend, things look nice. Mostly sunny and warmer. High temperatures in the low 40s for Friday. And pretty much as we get you into the weekend, the same story. And that's good for you folks that are traveling home this weekend. A little bit of a ridge over us on Saturday. That'll bring partly cloudy skies, maybe a few scattered showers in extreme western Washington. We'll be just a little bit cooler Saturday with highs right around 40 degrees. And that cool down will continue as we get you into Sunday. But look at that, high pressure over southern Washington will bring very stable weather for Sunday. As I mentioned, a little cooler, high temperatures dropping down into the upper 30s. And then as we kick off our next week on Monday, mostly sunny skies, 1, 2, 3 areas of high pressure keeping us stable on Monday. High temperatures then pretty seasonal, right around 40 degrees. All right, taking a look at your 7-day forecast now, and it's brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, for comfort, care, and community come together. 33 degrees overnight tonight. Not so much rain during the day tomorrow, but as we get late in the afternoon and into our evening hours, about a 60% chance of the wet stuff. Highs tomorrow about 40 degrees. Thanksgiving, folks, going to be a wet one. Cloudy skies, an 80% chance of rain, and 41. But traveling home after Thanksgiving looks good. Mostly sunny on Friday and 43, and will stay partly cloudy to mostly sunny Saturday right through Monday, with high temperatures in the upper 30s to near 40 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 14. Join your host Mike Mitchell and his special guests as they explore some of the most exciting fisheries BC has to offer. BC Outdoors Sport Fishing TV. Check your listings for airtimes.
And a good Tuesday to you. Seattle had a good bounce-back game from a disappointing loss to the Rams a couple of weeks ago with that 30-24 win at Tennessee Sunday. Sam Darnold did just enough while the running game was strong to help Seattle to its 8th win of the season. A surprising component to Sunday's win was the incredible turnout by Seahawks fans in Nashville. Coach Mike Macdonald said it was definitely felt on the sidelines.
Before we get going, I just I'll actually make it right from the last couple media things we did the last day or two, but just want to shout out our 12s. Man, it was an incredible atmosphere. I had some friends that live in Nashville. They were telling me about the downtown scene was just filled with Seahawks fans everywhere. People flying in, all their planes are filled with Hawks fans, and I'll tell you what, there's some great moments throughout that game where you could feel the energy generated from the 12s on the sideline, and I know our guys really appreciate it. And just want to say thank you for making the effort and all the enthusiasm. It was really a sight to see, something that's pretty rare. I don't think I've ever seen that in my career. Just that amount of fans on a road trip. So thank you.
As the Seahawks prepare to entertain the Vikings this Sunday, Macdonald was asked during his Monday press conference to reflect on his coaching path and what advice he'd pass to others.
I've been really fortunate to have opportunities come as I've been younger, and so I think people it's really important to be an asset for what the job is being asked for you, for where you are in that moment. So it's about providing value for your team, and it could be something as simple as I just got to make sure that dinner's set up every day at 6:30. That's a win, and then stack that. And then what happens is if you're a guy that or a girl that keeps hitting those marks and showing that they can add value and take things to another level, no matter what the person's asking you, that's that you're working with, they're going to keep adding responsibility to your plate. And at some point, someone's going to recognize that. At some point, whether it's someone in that organization or on that team or on another team, coaches, we all talk, and you don't get jobs by telling everybody how sweet you are. You get jobs by coaches recommending people for you that have put so much invested in time into, helping really that the coach ahead of them succeed, and we respect that. And the people that have done that, in my opinion, have earned the right to kind of have their careers progress. And what that also does is it really lets you learn the game and really go about it, so you have a solid foundation. So when you do get those opportunities, you can make the best out of them, rather than just this quick ascension and all of a sudden you're in a position where you're not ready for it. And that's really not the best thing for anybody involved. So that would be my advice.
Seattle and Sam Darnold's former team, the Minnesota Vikings, will kick off at Lumen Field. That'll be Sunday at 1:05 on Fox. The Wenatchee Wild are back home for 3 games this week after falling to Kamloops on the road Saturday. Blazers got out to an early lead and held on for the 4-2 victory. Blake Vanek and Chelan were able to find the back of the nets, while Tobias Tversnick did what he could against the onslaught from Kamloops. Austin Dradai stopped by Wake Up Wenatchee Valley this morning with Dan Kuntz. The two talked about the performance of Tversnick so far this season.
You saw the save that he made in the second period. That was among the better saves that he's made this year, which is pretty high up on the pretty good list to put together. But no, he's had some work to do this season, but he's kept us in a whole lot of games this year. You talk about the numbers that he has. 917 is top 3 in the league in save percentage. His goals against average coming into the game against Kamloops, and it was better after the game because he didn't give up that, didn't get dinged for the empty netter. Only 13th in the league, but you look at the 12 guys above him, and only Joshua Ravensbergen from Prince George, who we'll likely see on Friday, has faced more shots than he has. Ravensbergen has played 1,000 minutes already this season, so he's faced a lot of work. He's been up to the task. The offense is trying to find ways to come through for him and get him a little bit of help here.
He's one of the more popular players in the team, and
Wenatchee will play 3 games at home this week, beginning with the Vancouver Giants tomorrow night. Dradai says visitors will be without a key player.
Yeah, the Giants, we played them once this season back up in Vancouver. They'll fortunately have one of their top players out of the lineup because Ryan Lynn, who I believe is the leading defensive scorer in the entire Western Hockey League right now, he's headed to the CHL USA Prospects Challenge up in Alberta this week, so he'll be out of the lineup tonight and tomorrow. He'll be back in their lineup on Friday when the Wild don't have to play him. But Cameron Schmidt at the top of their lineup, 3rd-round draft pick for the Dallas Stars, had a monster last couple of years for him, and he's back again this year to lead the way. So had a couple of assists against the Wild up there, and he'll be called upon to lead the charge when they're down here tomorrow night.
Following tomorrow night's game against Vancouver, the Wild will host Prince George Friday and Regina Saturday. Go to WenatcheeWildHockey.com for tickets. Well, for planning purposes for high school football fans here in North Central Washington, here's the schedule for coming up this Saturday. Okanagan's matchup in the 2B semifinals kicks off at noon. That'll be in Tumwater against Toledo. East Valley also plays at Tumwater in the 2A semifinal. That'll follow at 3 o'clock. Cashmere fans don't have to travel far, as the Bulldogs will be back in the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee for the 1A semifinals against Mount Baker. The Mountaineers knocked off Omak last week 32-22, while Cashmere defeated Life Christian Academy 59-16. We'll hear from Coach Brian Bremer tomorrow night here on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Royal will host Linden Christian in the other semifinal. That's Saturday at 3 o'clock. Of course, fans hoping for another battle between the Knights and Cashmere for the state championship in what would be a rematch of a game from back in October when Royal came out on top in overtime 21-15. Now, Myra Cooley Heartline plays DeSales at Walla Walla High School. That'll be Saturday at 3 o'clock in the 1B semifinals. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.
And that will do it for this Tuesday edition of the NCW Life Evening News. Remember, if you see news happening, let us know. Email your news tips to news@ncwlife.com or just give us a call at 888-6295. Our channel is also available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us and have a great night.